In the entirety of Attack on Titan, you'll see all sorts of character developments. Different characters change differently throughout the course of the series. Some character arcs shine more than others, and some are definitely more important than others. But the character who is specifically groomed into being a leader is not Armin, it's Jean. And I am sure most of you would agree with me on this. He is a man who grew from a stuffy little prick to a noble and reliable leader. In the beginning, all he wanted was a life without much conflict. His desire to join the military police was fueled from it. A safe and easy life. Nothing more, nothing less. That was all he desired. He certainly wasn't passionate about abstract ideas like saving humanity, discovering the world, or exterminating the Titans, like some of the other trainees were. But regardless of his desire to live in an easygoing life, the man was honest to a fault. He wouldn't hesitate to exhibit his completely understandable cynicism on how humans will never have a chance against the Titans. He would always speak his mind, even if it would lead to a quick brawl or some other conflict. You all must remember the time when Jean actively mocked Eren for having such hopeless ideals, right? However, despite his somewhat frugal personality, the man had one quality that was acknowledged early on in the series. During the Battle of Trost, Marco described Jean as a natural leader. This label stemmed from the idea that because of all of Jean's flaws, he is also able to understand others and assess situations discreetly. Though this is but one of the many instances where Jean got effective praise for this trait. He did fine during the Battle of Trost when the other trainees were confused and had no direction. In that battle, Marco died, and all the emotional dilemmas made Jean decide to become a scout. Though even after the decision, he was still not quite sure. So many soldiers died for nothing. He wasn't so sure if he was ready yet. Still, he took charge when the female Titan surfaced. He rallied Armin and Reiner in an attack against her, because if they don't confront her now, it'll definitely put the rest of the scouts in danger. He is the type of character who can do pretty much everything, but isn't exceedingly good at anything. He isn't as intelligent as Armin or Hanji. He isn't as strong as Levi or Mikasa, nor does he have the absolutely unparalleled charisma like Commander Erwin. Of course, he also wasn't obsessed with hatred like Eren, nor could he devote himself fully to his ideals like Floch. But as Marco had put it, that is his strength. For what it's worth, his character represents human weakness, how he wanted the path of least resistance. Indeed, he is capable, but his growth is subtle. It is gradual. He continuously falls into all these situations and has no choice but to deal with the way he knows how to. He may not be the best at anything, but he's very capable. One of the strongest pillars of the Survey Corps. He may not admit it, but he is a courageous person. Now, the most prominent display of this is probably during the Battle of Shinigashina. When Armin was sweating bullets, he asked Jean to take command of his squad. Yes, Armin may have come out of the dilemma as the new hope of humanity, but as a person, he is more in the lines of being a mastermind than a real leader. We have always had Jean ready to fill that spot after Erwin's heroic yet conclusive demise. At the tail end of this arc, Jean's conflicting relationship with Floch had also begun. While Floch always seemed so sure and resolute about his beliefs, Jean remained unsure, full of doubt. He understood what Floch was trying to say, but he wasn't sure if it was everything. That's right, the unbearable burden that comes with understanding others. The mental grind is seriously commendable. The 4-year-long time skip happens, and then comes the infamous attack on Libero, the Marley arc. Jean was one of the driving forces along with Floch. He was also commended by Connie, who didn't hesitate in telling him that he's capable of becoming a future leader of the Survey Corps. He has always had it within him. In the events that followed, Jean sympathized with the citizens of Libero, and even argued with Floch. When Sasha was shot, he wasn't ready to make Gabby and Falco suffer the same fate. All those conflicting emotions and ideas overwhelmed him. But that's the thing. He doesn't delude himself into choosing one and ignoring the other. When he's wrong, he apologizes. Even during Eren's unpredictable behavior, he was willing to defend him. Despite the dream of living an easy life, Jean's life had been anything but easy. When the rumbling finally began and the fate of the world was pretty much set in stone, Floch yet again tests Jean. He tells him that he can now have that comfortable life that he always dreamt of. Though of course, instead he becomes a part of the supposed suicide squad who is now on their way to stop Eren. Obviously, none of us would expect Jean to take Floch up on the offer, but let's consider his words. When deciding to embark on the quest of stopping Eren, Jean wished he could have stayed cooped up in his room, ears shut off to the suffering of the world, but If he did, the burnt ashes of the dead would never have forgiven him. Or so he says. That's right, he didn't take Floch up on his offer and resolved to die for the sake of saving the world. In the end, regardless of what John initially said, he is a man who places a tremendous value on human lives. He wasn't perfect at all, but he remained unsure yet courageous till the end. The man took charge countless times, and never really failed. As Floch's narrative foils, he should have gained command of the Survey Corps after Hanji, while Armin would have continued doing what he did without assuming command. From start to finish, his real strength remained his ability to emphasize with others. He had embraced all the Survey Corps values as time went on. Sadly, the guy always remained in the shadows of the more prominent characters. So there you go, guys. This was a short character analysis of John. His beginning, the realism and human element, and how he gradually came to accept the values of the Survey Corps. In a different world, John would have been Neil, who had everything he had always dreamt of. A peaceful life, a beautiful wife, and more. Or in another world, John could have also been a Floch. But John remained John till the very end, a man who had completely devoted his heart to saving humanity. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about this, so definitely share your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. There's a lot of Attack on Titan content on my channel, so check out the playlist. Well then, as always, I'm the Bearded Saiyan. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one.